Did you know that the horseman on the white horse had been sent on a prior mission to take down one of the major empires of the Old Testament? I'll talk about this next, coming up on West Clouds Rising. Welcome to West Clouds Rising, a site dedicated to biblical prophecy concerning the end of this age. I am Joel Michael, and today I'm going to talk about the horseman on the white horse. Particularly, I'm going to talk about how this horseman helped bring down an empire, a major empire of the Old Testament. So we read about the horseman on the white horse in Revelation 6. And he's described as a conqueror, and he has a sword and a crown of victory, and he goes out and conquers. Now, this horseman is widely believed to be and represent false Christ. And as Christ is both king and priest, I believe this horseman operates both through false authority of kings and priests. Now, this is corroborated by Matthew 24. Matthew 24 is a parallel scripture to Revelation 6. It gives us the same signs in the same order as Revelation 6. And in this, Jesus tells us that the first sign is false Christ. And so now we can corroborate the purpose of that first horseman, Revelation 6. So how do we learn about the prior missions of this horseman? Well, Zechariah was a prophet that lived towards the end of the Babylonian Empire. And he wrote a series of visions about Babylon, specifically. And in both Zechariah 1 and Zechariah 6, he tells us of these 4 colored horses and riders of those horses. And in Zechariah 6, we see that these horsemen are sent out by the Lord, 2 of them, the horseman on the white horse and the horseman on the black horse, out on a mission to the north. Now, biblical commentators will generally agree that this is a mission to Babylon. So what do? We know that they're successful because the end of Zechariah 6, it says that these horsemen brought peace to my spirit in the north, or they appeased my wrath in the north. How did they do this? Well, Daniel 5 helps illuminate this. I'm sure you know the story of Daniel 5. It's about Belshazzar, the king of Babylon. And he throws this lavish party, invites thousands of nobles, and he in this party he shows his arrogance by calling forth the temple vessels that were taken from the temple in Jerusalem, and he drinks wine from them along with his wives and concubines. And instantly, as he does that, a hand appears and writes 3 words on the wall. Daniel interprets those words and the impending doom for the empire based on those interpretations. Before I explain that, first let me explain how the white horseman has a role in this. So it's interesting because if you look at secular history, it doesn't match with biblical history. In fact, secular history will tell us that Nabonidus was the last king of Babylon. This is Belshazzar's father. So, and at this discrepancy is the crux of where the first horseman operates. So Nabonidus lived in a city about 2 hours' ride north of Babylon. And when the Medo-Persians conquered, they conquered that city first. Now Nabonidus was still technically the king of Babylon, even though that city had fallen. But Belshazzar assumed that title. Now this, if we take this secular history, it helps us understand what this party was really about. Belshazzar was claiming title as the king. And he was throwing this party to consolidate his power, inviting the nobles and showing off his strength by ordering the temple vessels brought forth and drinking from them, thus desecrating the vessels and causing the immediate impact of the fall of the Babylonian Empire. So I believe this was the work of the horseman on the white horse, bringing forth false authority through Belshazzar to commit this act against God's temple's vessels and cause the fall of the empire. Now this is confirmed by Daniel's interpretation of the handwriting on the wall. And the first word and the third word, the first one Daniel interprets this as saying, your days are numbered. And the third one, he interprets this as saying, I am dividing your kingdom between the Medes and the Persians. So now we have a good understanding of this horseman, how he works, and how he may work in the future. I hope this was insightful. If you want to find out more about this topic and other topics, you may go to my website, www.westcloudsrising.com. Thank you for watching.